No matter which channel I went to, it was all over the news. While I had lost consciousness, the entire country must have been speaking about what happened. The news anchors on each channel all looked dismayed as they read off the prepared scripts. On the 4th, at around 9:30 a.m., a disaster occurred in Seoul's Gwanak district, at Naksong High School. Over 300 people were killed in this disaster, with no clear cause of death. It is said that all bodies found at the site were missing their heads. According to police investigation, Headmaster Shin, aged 59, as well as 14 school employees and 293 newly admitted students were killed. Fortunately, a dozen or so students have survived and are. The other channels were similar. The news depicted the police moving the bodies covered in white sheets from the crime scene. Other channels invited experts on air, who were giving their opinions and theories on what happened. There were no explosives, firearms, or chemicals discovered on the site. When considering this fact, we suspect an act of terror involving either viruses or some other bioagent. Then what is the difference between the survivors and the victims? It was revealed that the survivors were also at the site at the time of the entrance ceremony. Yes, that point is quite the mystery. Originally, it was thought that the speed with which the people escaped was very important, as most of the students who escaped the school grounds survived. However, there have been reports of some of the students who escaped still dying. There must have been some other condition besides simply escaping the scene quickly. That is what it seems. I was quarantined at the hospital for a few months afterwards. From parasite testing to blood tests, urine tests, feces tests, endoscoptomies, and MRI. It was only after all sorts of tests and several interrogations from a bear-like investigator that I was discharged from the hospital. The topics during the interrogation usually covered what occurred during the incident, as well as any suspicious points I may have noticed. However, from the mood, I was able to tell that even the government had no clue as to where to start for this bizarre incident. 3 years later, I was laying still in bed as graduation day neared. In the end, the government was never able to discover the cause of the incident. They decided that a virus may have remained in the entirety of the Shinlim neighborhood, so they decided to seal off the entire area. My family wasn't even allowed to pack all of our belongings before we were forced to leave. The government provided us with an apartment unit across the river and also provided some compensation. In movies, the government is often depicted as very inept in these situations. Instead, they were so thorough in helping with the move as well as in transferring schools that I was a bit moved.